In the heart of ancient Babylon, where golden palaces touched the skies and rivers whispered through mighty gardens, there lived a king who ruled the world, a man whose pride would shake the heavens and whose downfall would humble an empire. This is the story of King Nebuchadnezzar, the mighty ruler who dared to challenge the God of Israel and lived to tell the tale. The city of Babylon was a wonder beyond imagination. Towering walls wide enough for chariots to race upon, hanging gardens that touched the clouds, and temples filled with shimmering gold. And at the center of it all, upon a throne carved from marble and lion heads, sat Nebuchadnezzar II, the most powerful king the world had ever known. He was no ordinary ruler. He was a conqueror, the man who crushed Assyria, defeated Egypt, and marched into Jerusalem, carrying its treasures and its people back to Babylon as captives. Among those captives were 4 young men from Judah: Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, men destined to change the king's life forever. Nebuchadnezzar's power was unmatched, but his heart was proud. He believed his strength built Babylon. He believed his wisdom carved its greatness. He believed he was untouchable, but destiny was about to show him otherwise. One night, as the city of Babylon slept beneath its golden moon, the king was tormented by a dream so terrifying that his spirit trembled. He saw a great statue, dazzling and immense. Its head was made of pure gold. Its chest and arms were silver, its belly and thighs bronze, its legs iron, and its feet partly iron and partly clay. Then, a stone, not cut by human hands, struck the statue on its feet. The statue shattered into dust, and the stone became a great mountain that filled the whole earth. When Nebuchadnezzar awoke, sweat poured down his face. He called all the wise men of Babylon, magicians, astrologers, sorcerers, demanding they not only interpret the dream, but tell him what he had dreamed. None could. And in fury, the king ordered all wise men of Babylon to be executed. But among those condemned was Daniel, the young Hebrew captive. Daniel prayed to the God of heaven for mercy, and that night the mystery was revealed to him. Daniel stood before the trembling king and said, "There is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries. Your dream, O king, was of kingdoms to come. You are the head of gold, but after you shall arise other kingdoms. And finally the God of heaven shall set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed." Nebuchadnezzar fell to his knees before Daniel. Overwhelmed, he declared, "Truly, your God is the God of gods and Lord of kings." For a moment the proud king had seen the truth. But pride, oh, pride dies slowly in the heart of man. Years passed. The dream of the statue still haunted him. But instead of humility, Nebuchadnezzar built an idol, a colossal image of gold, 90 feet tall, gleaming under the Babylonian sun. It stood in the plain of Dura, a monument to his greatness. He sent word through the empire, "When the music plays, every nation, every tongue, every people shall fall and worship the golden image. Whoever refuses shall be cast into a blazing furnace." And so the music played, horns, pipes, and drums, and the world bowed, except 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Daniel's friends. When word reached the king, his fury burned hotter than the furnace itself. He ordered them brought before him. "Is it true," he thundered, "that you do not serve my gods or worship the golden image? If you do not bow, you shall be thrown into the fire. And who is the God that can deliver you from my hand?" Their answer was calm, unwavering, and powerful. "Greater than, O king, we have no need to answer you in this matter. The God we serve is able to deliver us. But even if he does not, we will not bow to your image." Rage twisted Nebuchadnezzar's face. He ordered the furnace heated 7 times hotter than usual. The flames roared like beasts as the soldiers bound the men and threw them in. Then, as the king looked into the furnace, his eyes widened in disbelief. "Did we not throw 3 men bound into the fire?" he shouted. "But I see 4 men walking freely in the flames, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods." The king trembled. He called them out, and they stepped forth, untouched, unsinged, their clothes unburned, their faith unbroken. In awe, Nebuchadnezzar declared, "Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who sent his angel and delivered his servants. There is no other God who can save in this way." The king promoted them and made a decree. Whoever speaks against their God shall be destroyed, for their God is mighty. But the lesson, though learned in part, had not yet reached his heart. Years later, Babylon grew even greater. Its hanging gardens bloomed like paradise, and the walls stretched beyond the horizon. Nebuchadnezzar's pride soared like an eagle. Then came another dream. This time he saw a massive tree in the middle of the earth. It reached to the heavens and gave shelter to all creatures. But suddenly a voice from heaven cried out, "Cut down the tree, strip its branches, scatter its fruit. Let his mind be changed from that of a man to that of a beast, until 7 times pass over him, until he learns that the Most High rules over the kingdom of men." The king called Daniel once again, his face pale. Daniel hesitated, sorrow in his eyes. "Greater than, my lord, may this dream be for your enemies. But the tree, it is you, O king. You have become great and strong, but your pride has reached to heaven. Break off your sins by doing righteousness, that your prosperity may continue." Nebuchadnezzar listened, but he did not change. 12 months later, the king stood upon the roof of his palace, gazing over the glittering city of Babylon. The sun bathed the city in gold as he spread his arms and declared proudly, "Is not this the great Babylon I have built by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty?" Before the words had left his lips, a voice from heaven thundered, "O King Nebuchadnezzar, to you it is spoken. The kingdom has departed from you. You shall live with the beasts of the field and eat grass like an ox until you learn that the Most High rules over all." In an instant, the king's mind shattered. His royal robes fell as he stumbled into the wilderness. His nails grew like claws, his hair like eagle feathers. For 7 long years he lived like an animal, eating grass beneath the dew, forgotten by his kingdom, humbled by heaven. Babylon watched in silence. The mighty ruler was gone. Pride had turned to madness. And then one morning, as the sun rose over the Euphrates, Nebuchadnezzar lifted his eyes toward heaven, and for the first time in years, clarity returned to his mind. He fell to his knees and wept, crying out, "I bless the Most High, who lives forever. His dominion is everlasting, and his kingdom endures from generation to generation. All the inhabitants of the earth are as nothing before him." When his sanity returned, so did his kingdom. His counselors sought him again, and his throne was restored. But this time, Nebuchadnezzar was no longer the same man. He stood before the people of Babylon and declared in humility, "Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and honor the King of heaven, for all his works are truth and his ways justice, and those who walk in pride, he is able to humble." If this story touched your heart or opened your eyes, don't leave without hitting that like button. It really helps this channel grow. Subscribe now, because every week we bring you more powerful Bible stories, ancient mysteries, and life-changing lessons that will inspire your faith and feed your soul.